Rising cow vigilantism will derail India's white revolution. As history of India suggests, could banning cow slaughter lead to the national suicide? How much of India's milk today comes from cows? Can the reduction in cattle population and lower share of milk from cows, especially native breeds, be ascribed to indiscriminate slaughter? So, is culling or selective slaughter the only solution? GS Paper 1, Issues related to society. What is the context about? Rising cow vigilantism will impact not just the meat trade. These could even hurt the dairy industry. Banning cow slaughter is a goal of the RSS, and this has led to the emergence of hundreds of groups that go around attacking Dalits and Muslims. Thousands of such groups, armored by self-righteousness and the covert protection of the state, have continued to prey upon Muslims and Dalits across the length and breadth of the country. In the process, they have begun to tear apart the social fabric of the country, built painstakingly over 2 millennia. As history of India suggests, could banning cow slaughter lead to the national suicide? Indian history is replete with examples of how rulers' attempts to interfere with the cultural, religious or social practices of their subjects has led to the fall of empires. Most historians agree that the centralization of power necessitated by Emperor Asoka's attempt to enforce his edicts banning animal slaughter, and a variety of other localized social practices, laid the ground for the revolts that ended the Mauryan Empire less than half a century after his death. The British too learned to leave this fabric intact the hard way when Lord Dalhousie's doctrine of lapse, which denied the right of succession to the adopted children of Hindu rulers, helped to trigger a nationwide revolt in 1857. Thus banning cow slaughter is a shortcut to national suicide while huge number of protests are going to erupt. How much of India's milk today comes from cows? Out of a total production of 132.64 million tons in 2013-14, excluding milk from goats, 70.44 million tons, or 53%, was accounted for by buffaloes. The balance 62.19 million tons, or 47%, was from cows. Even within the 62.19 million tons, the share of crossbreds, cows containing genetic material of Western breeds like Holstein Friesian, Jersey and Brown Swiss, was 33.89 million tons. Indigenous cattle, the real go matter, contributed 28.31 million tons, or just over a fifth of India's bovine milk output. This is also consistent with the country's total population of cattle, that is the cow and its progeny, falling from 204.58 million in 1992 to 190.90 million in 2012, even as buffalo numbers have risen from 84.21 million to 108.70 million between these two livestock census periods. Can the reduction in cattle population and lower share of milk from cows, especially native breeds, be ascribed to indiscriminate slaughter? Slaughter bans make it difficult for farmers to dispose of unproductive animals that are giving less milk, or happen to be male. Since these curbs apply only on cattle and not buffaloes, whose meat can be sold and exported freely, farmers prefer rearing the latter. The fact that buffalo milk fetches better prices due to its higher fat, about 7%, and solids not fat, 9%, content, as against 3.5% and 8.5%, respectively for cow milk, further reinforces this preference. So, is culling or selective slaughter the only solution? It is, perhaps, the only sustainable solution. Farmers today keep cows only for milk. By guaranteeing a market for unproductive cattle, these include male calves, in a world where tractors, electric, diesel bells and artificial insemination have made work bullocks and breeding bulls redundant, the Muslim butcher is actually providing a valuable service to the Hindu dairy farmer.